to ourselves. So now our next speaker would be Mrunalini Buradkar ma'am, and ma'am, I would request you to kindly share your slide. If you would like to, you have the admin rights.
Okay, so thank you, sir. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to get connected with all the learners here. Today, I just feel like interacting more, not sharing any PPT or anything. My next session will be definitely confined towards presentations and all. But I today wish to basically have interactions with the learners and would like to have a comparative, means what we are basically having the processes like a faculty. Okay, so we are quite aware of traditional traditional teaching. So what basically were the ingredients of this traditional teaching? So when we talk about traditional teaching, we say that we use board, right? Then we are having, earlier speaker has spoken about chalk and board like kind of technology. But there were certain drawbacks or certain, we can say, features of traditional teaching which were not so very advantageous with respect to student learning. So what is the major concern as a teacher? What is our objective? That our students should gain maximum from our delivery. So how to achieve that? So for this particular concept, we can say that if our student has to gain maximum from us, whatever delivery we are doing, he should actually understand what we are teaching. Okay. So when I compare traditional learning mechanism with digitized learning mechanism, I get a facility or I get a ways in which I can make my student active in my lectures. So one such platform, one such integration tool which is available with us and it is open source is Moodle, and we also have another version of the same thing which is Genomio. So as far as Genomio is concerned, what facilities offer is that now we can have the comparative in terms of different roles. We can play, we have different roles like we are faculty, then another role is student, then another role is different processes. Now as a faculty, if I talk, then so several processes we accomplish. Talking about the teaching processes, we are having the very first task of teaching student, and another task is of having several documentation, and the third one is having evaluation. Then again, there are so many tasks which are time consuming. So what is important here is to make process simpler. So how do we achieve have the processes being made simpler? So yes, definitely open source platform like Moodle does facilitate us with having several processes being made simpler for our management. That is faculty point of view or a teacher point of view, that we can have an overview of Moodle. But then the second role what I included was of students. So what about student then? What should be the very first aspect that a student, when we are talking about the role of a student, what should be very important for him? For him is the resources, for him is the learning, for him is what knowledge he has gained. So how do we make that knowledge measurable? Only gaining knowledge is not sufficient. We also want that, or we should also be able to evaluate what is the content learning of the student. So how do we do the analysis? That comes into picture. Evaluation we are doing, but when we want to classify a student from weak learner, advanced learner, we get a classification, right? Normally as teachers, we classify our student and we take measures accordingly. So yes, definitely an open source tool like Moodle does facilitate this. We can have analysis. We can let's say in my course there are 60 students enrolled, and I'm planning a quiz for that particular crowd, and I want to find out who is an advanced learner and who is a weak learner, and I want to take up measures accordingly. So how do I do it? I can have that analysis being done. We need not do anything. Moodle does it for us. I hope you're going. I hope I am like getting connected with the learners here. If everyone connected, I can extend it further as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you are very much. Yeah, please.
Okay. So I was talking about differentiating between weak learners and advanced learners. Okay. So accordingly, this can be done using Moodle. And another aspect which is very important when you talk about student is mentoring, counseling. Even this can be done online. One-to-one counseling can be done online. Some students are very shy. They don't open up in physical, or we can say face-to-face conversations. So how to do that? We can have counseling done through various activities. Like we do have facility in Genomio. We can have a video conferencing through different video conferencing tools and all that things. And in that case, students can get connected with us. I have been doing this. I have been seeing the difference from student learning. Even the weakest of weakest student and the shy student do interact with me, and that advantage I have definitely got. Then mentoring also, we can create a group. Counseling and mentoring, these two are analog processes, and we can successfully do it using Moodle. Then again, I will say this is regarding mentoring and all, and evaluation that I have covered. Also, what is the important aspect is that we want our students to get connected to alumni. Okay, as we know, if I'm talking about NBA processes, NAC processes, autonomic processes, alumni is one of the stakeholders which has a lot of significance in improvement of the system. So this also can be done using your Moodle platform. We can have an alumni in our course. We can have him giving certain inputs to our student. We can connect him. We can be a particular non-editing teacher. I'm having in my course a non-editing teacher as my alumni. He do give certain inputs to my students, and that is actually what actually is happening. Student is prior understanding the concept is aware that what course that subject is about and what are this application rather. So this can be done through Moodle as well. This is important thing which I wanted to share, and which is like very peculiar feature of Moodle, which can be made very much interactive. This was about student, and as other things are concerned, like managerial processes. Yes, of course, we know as NBA processes, COQ mapping is very significant. So this also can be done with the help of Moodle. We can have our own, like we can take quiz for CO1, like we can take quiz for CO2, and have mapping of each CO with our defined Q for of our course. We are having standard Qs, right? And we can map CO with Q, and accordingly we can have a good analysis by taking each and every quiz for this specific Q. So in that lines, it is very significant to the very important processes of NBA. Then NAC also, NAC demands so much of data. NBA demands so much of data, obviously. So this, we want to make our processes simpler. We don't want to complicate it. Yes, of course, Genomio does provide us that platform. And with this thing, I will like to I just try to give a gist of what Moodle applications are. And what I'm going to deliberate upon in my session is how to create users, then how to have the blog, get understanding of blocks in advanced sections and various categories. And of course, how to create a course in Moodle. That will be like a lot from my side. If any participant wants to interact and in any other way to me, and what are their expectations, that would be like a major call of mine to them. They can share their views as per the slot is there. It was a very nice opportunity given to me. Thank you so much.